Another day, another 6-inch Batman figure from Spinmaster. This time, we're looking at the Riddler, as you can tell. This particular wave, as we discovered looking at Joker last time, is a very technical looking. Riddler's really the exception in that he doesn't look especially tech heavy, but that makes sense for the character because he tends to wear this nice suit when he's being tech heavy anyway. We're not going to take much of a look in at the box because we looked in closer last time. If you do want to see the details of the box a little bit closer, just check out the Joker video. We go into some of that. There will be 3 accessories. Jokers were all translucent, which I ended up enjoying more than the opaque accessories that Catwoman and Robin had in previous videos, which surprised me because previously opaque seemed like it was going to be the better way to go, but they seem to have switched these all over to translucent. Let's go ahead and pop Edward out of the box here. All right, so here we have Edward Nygma. Sometimes Edward Nashton changed his name to Edward Nygma. Sometimes it's just his name. Regardless, we have the Riddler. And this one, it's a very classic look of his, wearing a nice suit and having his signature question mark. Now, sometimes his suit will be completely covered in question marks. I feel like that would have been unfeasible for a figure of this size range and also the price range. These are only like $8, so they're not really going to go into the nitty-gritty detail. That would just be unnecessarily cost prohibitive, I guess, for whatever their corporate margin they want to be. You know, if this thing costs them, 50 cents or $1 to make, they definitely wouldn't want it to cost $1.25. They'd lose like $6 of profit, my math might not have checked out there. Riddler would be greatly ashamed in me. That being said, this is one of these simpler figures I've picked up from the range, but I still think it has very good detail. The suit itself has just very subtle line work there along the edges here on the vest and here on the lapel. It looks good. I love the light, almost lavender, not quite lavender, but the light purple of his suit and tie and then the band of his hat all look very good. They even tied in a little bit of yellow with his question mark up there. His lime green black mask, the very visible orange hair. It's very reminiscent of what he's worn recently, but it's not a full-on adaptation of something like the New 52 or the Rebirth look, because he typically has these big, honestly cringe-worthy sideburns with those looks. I much prefer this. It looks more like classic Riddler, and that's really what it should be if you're going to get a Riddler toy. Next up, we'll grab the accessories. In a strange turn of events, his first accessory box is empty. I just opened it, so I don't know if there are 2 accessories in one of these future boxes, but that is a real shame if Spinmaster messed that up and didn't give all 3 accessories. That would be a major knock against this one. I guess we're going down to box number 2 and seeing what we have. All right, box number 2, we do just have 1 accessory. It appears to be a big control panel of some sort. I kind of dig it. It's not awful. It's actually fairly opaque. I think it's supposed to be translucent, but it ends up being fairly opaque. It's yellow. It's got this antenna up here, so he's controlling something, but it also has a big surface area like it's a big sci-fi tablet. So that's an interesting way to give it a unique look, giving it both an older radio antenna style and then giving it the newer tablet kind of a thing. Maybe he's playing some Temple Run or something. I don't know. Not an illogical choice, just not the most exciting. Especially since we are lacking one of the accessories in the first box. Let me open the third box and see. Okay, it looks like we do have both accessories in the third box, so that is good. I was going to be very unhappy, but just putting it in the wrong container, I can live with that. So I'm going to say this one was probably supposed to be the first one, because they tend to put the big gun-looking ones in those. And this is some sort of high-tech radio wave. Maybe it's a sonic gun like Cyborg tends to use. I don't know. Not bad. It's the kind of thing I could see Riddler coming up with, and then there'd be some sort of riddle about waves, and then if you figure it out, he doesn't explode your head from sonic vibrations or some horrific death like that. I don't think it necessarily screams Riddler, so you could absolutely give this, if you had Joker, you could give it to him. If you wanted to make it like a Batman listening device, since there does appear to be a bat symbol very subtly here on it, you could very easily give it to Batman. It's going to be good. Kids will probably like this one a lot. Good play features. Feels solid. And the yellow that they're using doesn't let much light through, too. So it's coming across a little bit more opaque than anything else. His third accessory is the one that I definitely prefer, because it is his question mark cane. It's a little shorter than it might be otherwise. I suppose it's not the end of the world. If he held it by the top, it would be, you know, a short cane length. You can't see, my camera's not pointed that low. I guess technically you could walk with a cane like that. You just have to hold it up top. But that being said, I'm not actually too much of a strickler for the length. It looks good. It looks very good in yellow. It matches up with the yellow on his hat. He can be a little bit more of a showman with it. This is definitely the best accessory of the bunch, and yet the simplest accessory of the bunch too. It's amazing what you can do when you're just going for what the character's known for. So there we have the Riddler. He's a pretty good figure. I feel like it's simple enough that anyone who's not interested in the Riddler probably won't care to pick it up. If there's a kid who doesn't like the Riddler, or a kid who's apathetic toward the Riddler, this one's not going to win them over. The other accessories were fine, but kind of boring. But that being said, the accessory that I've posed him with here, his signature question mark cane, it ties it together nicely. I feel like this one's definitely above average. I would recommend it for anyone who wants a 6-inch Riddler and thinks this looks pretty good. You're not going to be disappointed. If you do want to check out some of the other stuff here on my channel, I do a lot of superhero, a lot of gaming, very fun, in my opinion at least, some very fun stuff along those lines. I definitely recommend checking some of those out. Drop a like if you liked the video, and subscribe if you want to see more. I've got one more figure scheduled out ahead, so if you're watching this, there will be one more coming. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching, and stay safe out there.